everybody, and welcome to episode number 65 of the PTFootyPodcast. I am your host, Peter, and I am joined by Sam.
Hello, everyone. It's actually my 1 year anniversary of joining the podcast. So, yeah, thanks for Peter for having me on all the time. It's been a pleasure. So, yeah, here's to another year.
Yeah, it's been a year, huh? Congratulations.
A year of pain. I'm joking.
A little bit. It's always a year of pain when you're a Sportingista. You might get a good year
Okay.
this year,
So,
maybe.
we've 30 seconds in and you've insulted Sporting already.
I know, right? I gotta
Fantastic.
gotta keep it, I gotta keep it straight to the point. Zach should join us eventually. He's in class right now, so but we'll do kind of well. Anyway, I wanted to just say that I will obviously we didn't have a podcast last week because I was on holiday, and we kind of didn't really miss much. Portugal won both games that they played. Kind of pretty much what was expected of them, so not really too much to get into that. So I wanted to start off, by doing my rant, and if you got kids in the room, you might want to, like put them out of it or get some headphones because I will probably swear a couple times. Because we're gonna start with Benfica. It's been a while since we have, but I thought I'd just take the opportunity and smack right into them because they do need some stern words. So Benfica.
Zach just got out of class, by the way. Sorry, just to let you know. So, he should
All
be
right.
joining us any minute.
Okay. Thank you. So Benfica played.
Welcome.
Benfica played Portimonense. They won 2-1. I can't remember who scored. It was Jonas and somebody else. I can't remember who. It doesn't really matter at this point. Bruno Varela wasn't. I seriously don't remember. Like it's
I actually
frozen
can't
on me.
either, to be honest.
It was it was Jonas and somebody else, and I
Andre
just.
Almeida,
Oh
the
right.
wonder goal. How
The
could you
winner goal.
forget? How did I forget?
I'm not used to it. That's why.
Fair enough.
Anyway, Bruno Varela in goal, Andre Almeida, Lisandro, Luizão, and Eliseu across the back, Samaris and Pizzi in the midfield. So this game was a mess, just terrible. Like nobody played well in this game, and it's ridiculous to me how you know if Grimaldo is on the bench, he's fit. So if he's fit, he's starting. I don't care if he can only play 60 minutes. I'd rather have 60 minutes of Grimaldo than 90 minutes of Eliseu. I'm a big fan of Eliseu, but the past two games he was like really, 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 really bad. Like he's normally, like people can point flaws at him, and say, oh, he's not that good, and so on and so forth, every game. But he was like really, really bad this past two games. Like I have no way of describing it other than terrible, because it was really a terrible performance by him. Andre Almeida is bad. He's not good. He's average. He's really just a stopgap
He's a
player.
utility player for you.
Yeah,
He's not the
pretty
best
much.
in his positions, but he can play multiple. So I guess it's not the worst thing.
No, but I think it's starting to notice a little bit on why we miss a more attacking player. Um, we're becoming a lot of the same thing. Too many 1-2s, and while 1-2s are great, if you keep doing the same thing over and over and over again, people are gonna realize that's what you do, and you're gonna easily, get that away from your, game plan. I thought Lisandro was okay, and Lisandro is totally at blame, in my opinion, for Portimonense's goal, alongside the rest of the team, really. But the fact that he's so slow on the field is ridiculous. I feel like everybody can get past him. It doesn't matter if it's the first minute or the 90th minute. He plays at the same pace, and every player. If you put like Gelson next to, he's always gonna eat him up. And I'm not even talking pace wise, just skills, because I think he can't even stand on his 2 feet with good balance. It's gotten to that point, in my opinion. So he was terrible. Samaris was just a stupid ass decision. I mean, I love the guy, but if you want to put him somewhere, put him as a center back. To be honest with you, Felipe Augusto has his flaws. He might not be the greatest, but he's playing. So he played like four games in a row. Why suddenly decide, oh no, we need Samaris and bring in Samaris when he hasn't played? And he looked completely off, like no fitness whatsoever, just missing passes. He wasn't into the team. So it was just a stupid ass decision. PZ, I'm gonna get to PZ a little bit more in the CSKA Moscow game, but he's been really bad actually. He's not being his normal self. He's like he takes the ball, like runs 5 meters and then passes it off. Gets the ball back, runs 5 meters, passes it off. Like he stays in the midfield the whole time. Now I'm not sure if that's going to be retarded because I really don't think it is. I think Pizzi just thinks that he needs to be so deep. He doesn't. He needs to start being the number 8 that we had last year in him, where he tries to bring the game forward and not stay in the back. Like it's ridiculous to me how you have plus one man and you're not pushing things. Like PC's got to do more, like he's got to be the engine of the team. I mean, I know he had some margin behind him, or he had Felipe Augustin behind him, but when the other team isn't even attacking, you shouldn't even worry too much about it. You need to do your own thing and you need to attack. So, hi, Zach. I'm in the middle of a Benfica rant, so.
Yeah. Go ahead.
So yeah, I mean, PZ just needs to improve his game. I thought Zivkovic did okay. I very much prefer him on the right side than on the left side, but unfortunately saw Servi on the right side. And Servi, rightfully so, dropped the next game. Jonas looked good. He didn't look bad. Seferovic looked good as well. I mean, people were trying to say that he was a preseason wonder when he hadn't scored for 2 games. 2 games, people. Jesus, calm yourselves. But it was just an overall very bad performance for the team. I didn't see anything. It looked like they were winning from the get-go. It's just these type of performances just can't happen when when you want to be champion. When you want to be the first place team, you can't take any of these games for granted. And it kind of looked like it. And I was talking to my dad, and I'm like, we have very good players, and he's like, we might have very good players, but they're not playing as a team. And I kind of agree with it. Sometimes you get in the groove, especially against CSKA Moscow after we get that first goal for like the next 5 minutes, we're really attacking and 1-2s and things are coming off. But we haven't been that team for a while, and, that needs to change. Sam, I think you've watched the Portimonense game. So what did you think of it from a more neutral standpoint?
So I have permission to comment on this game, yeah? Just... Because apparently I can't, on Twitter, I can't talk about my FIFA games, even though I'm a football fan. So, yeah.
No, I'm pretty sure you can. I'm pretty sure it's a free country.
Okay, that's fine. So, like you said, I feel like the thing that stood out to me most is that I thought Portimonense were going to be the team that sit back and just defends, like you see from most lower table sides. But they applied pressure on you a hell of a lot. And I feel because of that, Benfica didn't really know what to do themselves because they obviously had a game plan. No, they're going to sit back, so let's just attack and attack. But then when we saw it happen, we saw Portimonense dominate. I wouldn't say dominate, but they played fantastic football at points. I still think that Benfica's defense is the worst out of the big 3. I feel like instead of investing in Gabigol, they should have looked to bring on a defender on loan, even if it was I don't know, or even a centre back from another Liga NOS team. But I feel like they are too focused on their attack, which is stacked already. You've got Raul, you've got Jonas, you've got Serovic, but at the centre back end, you got the centre backs when you've got who Luizao, Jardel, Lisandro. And to be honest,
and Ruben Dias.
Yeah, he hasn't played yet, if I'm correct.
No, he hasn't.
Hasn't.
So you've got, in my opinion, 3 centre backs that are either all past it, or they just need more time, or maybe it's just the fact that Luizao can't play alongside Lisandro, or Lisandro can't play alongside Jardel.
I don't think Luizão can play alongside anybody. Unless Benfica pushes their lines a little bit more and he's more attacking, I think Luizão gets exposed because at this point he's more positioning other than anything else. So you want to try and keep him off sides or in situations that he can deal with, which I don't think it's been happening.
I get the love for Luizão, as obviously he's been there for over 10 years. But the thing is, a love from a player can also blind the fans and the manager into thinking he should start every game. Where sometimes how old is he? 38,
It's like 37, I believe.
37. So he should not be starting every single game. He should not be playing 90 minutes of football every game. But to be fair to him, you say he's played bad, but he still, for a 37-year-old, he still plays
No, I
pretty
get
decently.
it. And it's not like he's the worst, and he's got his moments. But at this point, and I've been singing for like 3 years, I needed somebody that was consistent, and I just don't feel like he's been consistent for a while now. So that's why I'm not putting all the blame on him because surely he's not the one to blame, but he's the one playing. So the criticism has got to go somewhere too.
Mm-hmm.
That's good. That's a good point. And for me also, I feel Jonas has been playing. I think he's dropped in form over the last 3 games.
I think this last one he played injured, by the way. The one against CSKA, which he was really, really subpar and was the first guy off.
Yeah, I've heard that as well. But I feel even if he is dealing with an injury, he's still been playing pretty bad. I know he scored a penalty, but take nothing away. Obviously, I can say, anyone can score a penalty, but it's a much different situation, blah, blah, blah. But I feel like maybe Raul should have been given a chance. Raul should have been given a chance. I think he should be given a chance to get CSK as well. Especially with, I know I bring up the price tag of Raul Jimenez a lot, but if you're going to pay 22 million for a guy who's not even going to make the starting 11, what's the point in keeping him? What's the point in spending that much money?
Yeah,
exactly. Especially with Gabigol coming in, it doesn't really make sense.
Exactly. I don't know. Like I said, I know Gabigol can play on the wing as well, but
Gabigol is a low risk. I'm sorry to cut you off, but he's like more of a low risk guy because
I'm not saying that Gabigol is the risk of Gabigol being good. I'm saying the risk was not spending the loan fees and everywhere else on the centre backs or on the right backs. You brought in Douglas from Barcelona.
He needs to play, by the way.
I know. I'm not saying that he's bad, but from what I've seen, he's been loaned out to various mid-table La Liga sides and has performed subpar as well. So maybe he could be one of those players who comes to Benfica in the Liga NOS and just tears it alight. I'm not saying he won't. I'm saying he will. But like I said, Benfica should be looking for a much higher quality right back and centre back than what they've got now.
And what's really frustrating though is that up front you've got the talent, but you don't see anything. You don't see any type of link-up play. You don't see any diagonal passes. There's like a wonderful, I think it's a Sporting goal actually, where it's just like a great through ball. I think he scored a goal through a through ball yesterday. I'm not 100% sure.
By Sebastian Coates.
Okay, there you go. You know what I was said? Right at that moment I was like, that's a Rafa play. That's like when you buy Rafa, you buy him for those type of plays, for those diagonal passes that I think it was Bruno Fernandes that scored. You need to see like these type of plays. Like you don't see anything. It's everything through the middle. Like Benfica just pushes like the whole game through the middle. They don't play through the wings, and it's getting really frustrating because that the talent is there, but like why is it not clicking? Like on defense, obviously we're gonna lack a couple things, and teams are going to attack us a little bit more. That's always going to happen. I'm not denying that. But up front, we also need to see, the talent is right there. And sometimes you see it for like 5 minutes, but it needs to happen more often. Like sometimes Zivkovic, makes a great shot or a great cross, and Grimaldo hit the post as well against CSKA. But those are moments. Those aren't things that happen during the game. Like Sporting, when they played Feirense, the second half was pretty good until they scored that second goal. But, like they were forcing it. They were pushing Feirense back. They were trying to, say, this is our game. We're going to win this because we need to win this. And that's the type of thing that I haven't seen with Benfica, except for, a little bit with CSKA Moscow. And it's kind of getting frustrating because you have the talent there, but nothing's working, and it's just kind of annoying. Like, we can talk about the defense. Yeah, there's like mistakes on defense, and we're probably going to concede goals that we shouldn't. But up front, the things aren't working either. Midfield isn't working either. And it's not just Feza. Don't tell me, Feza fixes everything. Feza is going to fix a lot, but he's not going to fix goal-scoring opportunities.
I feel like Bruno Varela for you this game was good as well. I feel like he was quite underrated.
Yeah.
He made some good saves.
Yeah.
Could be a big sale, I think.
Yeah, at least some profit on him. I do believe that.
I think it's pretty interesting how Benfica have they've got Bruno Varela and Miles Vilar, and I think they also now have a percentage in Wilker Farinas' fee, who for me is better than both. I mean, we know that Farinas, like Benfica have kind of a relationship with Millonarios, and so I think that they're pretty much stacked for there. But
we signed a goalkeeper. Do we have a goalkeeper that I don't know about?
Well, you got Svilar, you got Bruno Varela ready to replace Julio Cesar when he retires, and then more they'll probably leave. But Wilker, I'm told, Wilker Farinas, great goalkeeper for Venezuela, one of the best teenage goalkeepers for sure. I believe Benfica, when he recently moved from Caracas to Millonarios, and I believe Benfica paid, I think, 80% of that fee. So I would assume they have some sort of
percentage
clause or something, percentage or whatever to purchase him. So
okay,
it'd be interesting.
I didn't know that.
I know you've been avoiding it as well, but I feel like we need to talk about the refereeing decisions in this game.
On this game,
definitely.
You got to remind me of them because I got a lot from the SCS.
Salvio penalty. Is a dive for me.
I've seen the images, freeze frame images where he got stomped. So I'm not going to argue about that one. He got stomped. See the footage. It's somewhere on the internet.
I've seen that as well, but there's no way that referee saw that stamp happen. He should have looked to VAR. Because all he saw was Salvio go down. There is no way
it's still the right decision, though.
I'm not saying it's the wrong or right decision. I'm saying that he should have looked at VAR because I'm saying how would he know? So that there was no. Because even you at first, said, that's not a penalty.
Yeah.
So if you were saying that at home and the referee was at a much different position, I'm just want to know how the referee saw that, and especially as well. So that the VAR wasn't used for that penalty when I think it should have been, and then as soon as Portimonense get an offside goal, which was marginally is offside yet, but marginally, that they weren't sure about it. They used VAR. I just want to know why
they always
use
VAR for they always review every single goal scoring opportunity though. So
yeah, I'm saying, but why can't they review the other things? Why can't they review? They reviewed penalties, claims, and penalties for
because they haven't done that.
Do you want to give me the phone number? I'll ask him now. How am I supposed to ask?
Exactly. Like I don't know either. Like I agree with what you're saying, but it's happened in sporting games, and in Porter games, and no, especially that last minute penalty, which to me, I think it's a penalty. To be honest, I think it's a blatant penalty because he hits. I don't know who the player is. Coates. He hits Coates. On the middle of the body, like on his chest, kind of, almost a little bit lower to that. So I do believe that's a penalty, but it's such a big decision that I also think you should have checked the VAR. Now, why don't they do that? I don't know, but I mean, it's like I agree with what you're saying, but they're not doing it. If they did it for like Porto and Sporting and changed their decision and didn't do it with Benfica, I could understand the complaint, but it hasn't happened to any team yet, so I can't really, So it's been the same for everybody.
I thought all penalty decisions were reviewed as well, just like offsides and goal scoring opportunities.
No, they're reviewed by the VAR, but like, even if he says it's not a penalty, who knows if they're gonna go with it, So they should also, in my opinion, though, reveal those things and like say the VAR disagreed with the referee in the penalty decision or whatever, because that would also be helpful.
I think we should have also like a live feed of what the referees are saying as well, just so we know. Just so we know that they're telling the referee, oh, maybe you want to look at that again, or ask him, ref, do you want to look at that?
Did you see the offside thing against Portimonense? Like they put that live. I don't know if you saw it.
Yeah, the reaction. Yeah, I did. The referee seemed very happy that the goal wasn't
No, but
allowed.
Did he was like saying it's offside, it's offside, it's offside, it's offside.
He was screaming it.
Yeah, I know. It doesn't matter.
He was almost celebrating.
Oh my god. Whatever. That was the right decision though. But like to answer you, I don't know. But it's been the same for everybody, so we can't really complain. Was that it in referee decisions, or you want to?
I can't think of any more off the top of my head. So that for that game, can't think of any.
All right, so let's get into the CSKA game.
Sorry,
then.
actually, yeah. Well, last thing. That was, if it was a foul, fair enough. But red card, not a chance. There is no way that guy meant to step on. One-on-one. Well, that's not a rule anymore. One-on-one isn't a straight red card anymore. They've changed it, so it's not always a straight red card. It's yellow card. But the rule they've changed it. The rule is that even if it's a goal scoring opportunity, it can still be a yellow card or a red. Because there is no way that guy meant to stand on Salvio. Yes, it was Salvio, wasn't it?
I could take, 50-50. I don't really care. I could take your side on this side. Call me old-fashioned, but, if you're one-on-one, like, unless it's from the sides, I can understand it, but it's, one-on-one right in front of the goalkeeper.
Yeah.
You can make a case for either side.
I don't think it was a red card, to be honest.
All right, so let's get on to the CSKA Moscow game, which I'm going to rant a little bit, not too much. More on the referee, to be honest with you guys. I think it lost 2-1. Seferovic scored, and Vitinho and somebody else scored for them. I don't remember who. Varela in goal, André Almeida, Lisandro, and Grimaldo across the back. Salvio, Filipe Augusto, Pizzi, and Zivkovic. Jonas and Seferovic. So very happy to see Grimaldo play. He was really good. He had a shot that hit the post, like I mentioned earlier. He's complete game changer on the left side. Salvio is always like he's kind of okay. Like I'm starting to realize that we have no other options for the right wing, which is making me a little bit more okay with him playing. He's really first. Yeah, I'll let you disagree with me in a second. Let me just tell you why I think that though, because. No, but like I'm a huge Salvio critic, and he makes a lot of mistakes, especially in decision making. But he also gains a lot of fouls. Like he wins a lot of fouls, like a lot.
So what you mean is he dives a lot.
Oh my god! No, I'm saying he's a player that's got the ability to hold the ball.
Salvio Picinas.
Whatever. Anyway, when you create more fouls, you have more goal scoring opportunities. So that also matters. I also think that he's an okay defender, and overall he kind of helps the team out. So I'm a little bit more okay with him playing. I mean, I haven't seen enough from Rafa to say that he could play there. Unless if you're playing Rafa on the left and Zivkovic on the right, I could agree with you, but that's never been happening. So I can't really agree with it, with any other decision really. Like I said, I was also happy to see Filipe Augusto played. I thought he was pretty much one of the best players on the field. I don't care if I'm going to get destroyed by this.
You're such an Augusto fanboy. Like, he's become, like, your man crush Monday in the past few weeks. Like, I don't get it. He's a decent player, but I don't know.
Zach with Andre Gomez.
Shut the fuck up. Okay, Gomez is actually he's a Euro winner. Don't even compare him to...
No, but I'm telling you, if you watch that game, I thought he was one of the best out there, and I don't think people can disagree. To be honest with you, he was winning the ball.
I saw a lot of people disagreeing with you. To be honest,
he makes his fair share of mistakes, but he's been on it quite well, in my opinion.
How far do you think the quality of Benfica would drop if Fez picked up a 3-month injury and Augusto had to start?
It would be the same as it's been right now.
So?
Yeah.
So shit.
So why wouldn't you start? So you think Augusto and Feza should pretty much just rotate every other game?
Yeah, and he's not really I think he's still feeling the weight of the shirt as well. Like he's not really used. I don't think he's really synced in where he is. I think that's also like a big part of it. Like he's not as used to it because if you watch him a few live, like sometimes he'd hold the ball really well and turn around, and he was pressured, but he would turn around really well, continue to play and move on. And with Benfica, it just kind of seems like flustered, and he sometimes doesn't know what he's gonna do with the ball. And I think that's also gonna grow as he keeps playing. So if Feza was out for 3 months, I think slowly but surely the quality would improve. But it wouldn't be a massive improvement. But I think it would be better because I think he's maybe a bench player for Benfica with being able to start every now and then. I think that's like his peak would be a starter every 4 games because I think that's his ceiling. So to answer you, I think it would be pretty much the same as it is right now with slight peaks every now and then. PC again, like I said, it was terrible. I'm not even going to get to him. I've said before, runs 2 yards, passes, runs 2 yards, passes, runs 2 yards, passes. That needs to change.
Boy Kravinovic to break and bench him.
Yes, please. We do need him.
Or even Diogo Gonçalves, like, I don't know. PC, he got like 1 good season, and Benfica.
1 season and a half, though.
Okay, 1 season and a half. Benfiquistas just shit their pants and like, oh my god, this kid is like the next Deco. Like, boy, he is 1/3 of the player. The worst Andre Gomes is. Okay, I mean,
don't say
we're
that.
talking about like PZ starting for Portugal. Like
he should have. To be totally honest with you, he should have at the Confederations Cup, and I don't think anybody would disagree.
Come on, like it would have made much of a difference. I mean,
it would have with the form that he was in. It would have, but I'm not sure. But I'm not sure what's happening with him right now. If it's physical, but I think he should be dropped at least for 1 game. I'm not even saying like, okay, go straight to the bench. No, maybe play 60 minutes and get subbed off. Something like that. Ease him out of the lineup every now and then.
Can I just say one thing?
Yeah.
Sporting Clube de Braga have the best academy in Portugal right now. I don't even think it's close. Like, os best equipos. I mean, I know that we talk about the big 3 with Champions League football, but I mean, I feel like we need to talk about this youth because it's pretty insane.
I'll let you talk about it next week then. Just remind me of it, and I'll let you get into it. So I also think Zivkovic had a good game. I'm just a huge fan of his, and I would have rather seen him on the right, but he has flashes, and he's so good. Like, it's crazy. Jonas had a very subpar game, like I said. I think he was hurt, and I don't think they should have played him, to be honest with you. I would have much rather see Gabriel play and over Raul, simply because I think he's more of a Jonas-type player than Raul is, so I don't really, I'm not a big fan of Raul anyway. So, and Seferovic did his game. Like, I see people slander him for 1 miss, but like, I mean, everybody misses. Like, he's been scoring like crazy. Okay, he's got like, I don't even know if it's like 7 goals in like 8 games or whatever, like in total, including Switzerland. So just keep the guy a break. Like, he's been scoring, he's been playing well. So I don't, jump on the. Let's say
he's definitely not the biggest problem for Benfica right now.
No, obviously not. So to get into the actual game, I thought Benfica played real well as a team. At one point, I think, and I'm not huge on passing stats, but I think like CSKA Moscow had like 70-something passes. Benfica had over 280 passes. Like, we were really dominating the tempo of the game. We were dominating the opportunities of the game. We weren't scoring them. That was an issue that we didn't have last year because we were creating opportunities, but we weren't scoring them. That also didn't help. But I thought that the team, was controlling the game. And by halftime, I was like, every minute, it's going to be any minute now. We're going to score. And it happened. We scored. And we go 1-0 up, and the team continues to attack for like 5 minutes and then drops back slightly. And I'm like, okay, I understand. You can't attack all the game. We're playing well. Let's just try and play the game, a little bit more calmer. Now, Zivkovic gets fouled. The referee doesn't call it. Okay, whatever. Play leads to a corner. Then another corner, and then we had the penalty, which is just the most ridiculously mind-boggling decision I've ever seen. At par with the Jonathan Silva handball against Schalke a few years ago. It is that bad. It is that bad. Sorry,
no, it's not. Jonathan Silva was
a
header. It hit Andre Almeida's hand. I'm not saying it's Andre Almeida's penalty, but you can't compare the two. One was a header, one hit his hand.
To me, it's just as big as a mistake. I'm sorry. Like, it's just ridiculously stupid how that's a penalty. Like, no way, that's a penalty. And it gets to me because I think that those mistakes were made on purpose. That's what makes it worse. Like, throughout the whole game, there were several shaky calls, and I'm gonna get even to shakier calls after this one because we're not done. But how is that a penalty? Like, can you even make a case for it?
Yeah,
Can we
it hit
just
his
like
hand.
can we just recognize that like CSKA Moscow, this is an average CSKA Moscow team. I mean, they're currently fourth, and I don't think that they'll finish higher than third personally. I mean, this has to be a big worry for Benfica. They can't even beat the fourth best team in Russia.
That's the issue. I feel like if it wasn't for that mistake that led to the whole team just kind of collapse, we would have won that game, and it would have won by more than one goal. Like, that play changed the game. Like, I know, and I'm gonna put some blame on the team because you have a lot of time to get that goal back.
Yep.
But that hits somebody. Like, that hits you hard, especially when it's just such a bad call. Like, if his hands were like open or something, like if there was something to it that I could cling on to that say, okay, he has a point, but he doesn't. Like, there's no way that's a penalty. That's just what I think. But anyway, moving on from that play, the second goal is our mistake, but like I've said, we're not going to be perfect, so a mistake every now and then is going to happen. Bruno Varela, my opinion, has no blame whatsoever in either of the goals. I think he actually did very well in the second goal, saving that first shot, which I thought was very difficult. And, then the rebound, they scored. Not much to it. Then after that, Benfica, made some ridiculous subs, in my opinion. Taking off Grimaldo, I understand, but to bring on Raul, well, no, it wasn't Raul, it was Gabriel or something like that. I don't even remember who came in. Like, it was just so. Okay, you take off Grimaldo to bring on Gabriel, like, what? Like, what? But because, like, what's been annoying me about Vitoria is that he's putting on strikers when we need is creators. We don't need finishers. We need creators. We need people to make that lead pass to the goal. We don't need any more strikers. We need guys that can pass the ball to
Yeah,
strikers.
but that's what he expects Pizzi to do, and that's Pizzi's fault if he's not
But Pizzi
creating.
hasn't been doing that for like 5-6
in defense.
games.
You know what I feel about Rui Vittoria, but in defense of him, if you're losing, you have to bring on a striker, and Grimaldo wasn't fully fit. We all know.
Yeah, no, but I don't disagree with that. But I do disagree with the fact that you wasted other substitutions. I don't even know who was the last sub. I can't. Oh, he took off Lisandro. Okay, another stupid ass decision. Why the fuck do you bring off Lisandro and you don't bring off Luizão? Like, what in God's name are you thinking? If you're going to play a team that's always going to counter, at least have a fast center back and not a slow ass snail. Like,
I think serious questions also need to be asked of just Benfica's coach, of Rui Vitoria. But also, look, I think that the goalkeeper position is solid. I think the attack is solid with Raul, Zegomes, Jonas, Seferovic, and Gabigol. But, I mean, I do think that this defense needs some serious improvement. And really, like, the only bright spot of this Benfica defense is Grimaldo. And he had a great start, but he's barely played in, like, the past year. So yeah. I think that we need to, start addressing the fact that Benfica might have to not only get a Nelson replacement, not only get a Lindelof replacement, and eventually a Luis Sá replacement, but also find maybe a decent alternative to Grimaldo. I mean,
I do agree with you.
Best left back in Portugal, but you can't.
You have somebody like Layun,
Yeah. When Porto have, Layun, Dalot, Telej, they've got that left spot covered. I mean, that's pretty sick. So Benfica definitely need to do some soul searching this January.
Yeah, I think a lot of the blame is also on the president as well. I feel like Rui Vittoria would definitely want to buy a centre back. I'm pretty sure he would have gone for Garay if he had the opportunity.
Even like Garay. There's like guys in Portugal that we could sign. But
yeah, that is true as well. But I feel you've made so much money this transfer window. I know the thing in debt and assets, whatever, but you should be reinvesting some of that money
Some of it,
into
yeah.
the squad.
I do agree. I
So-
fully agree.
Because if
Yeah, it's ridiculous.
if you help me refresh my memory, so Seferovic was a free.
Mhm.
Kronovic, I'm not sure how much, but it wasn't like
Probably.
breaking the bank
Okay.
much.
Definitely.
All right.
Who did you spend
also-
over like
Mm.
5
Gabriel was
million?
alone. Like, I mean,
We didn't spend any money. Like, we signed.
of course.
What did we sign besides Gabriel?
Kronovic,
We signed Krovinovic, which was like 2 million,
Seferovic.
3 million. Seferovic was a free transfer.
Bruno Varela, which was like 100,000.
Yeah.
The Sevilla guy was like 3 million money.
Oh, 2 million, yeah. But I think the biggest issue with the team also is that the sectors aren't really united. Like, you see a lot of space in between them. Like, there's like defense, midfield, and then attacks like 5, 10, 15 yards away from the rest of the team. So that also doesn't help. Like, the team needs to be more cohesive and play more together. There's a lot of issues. I think some coaching, some are, due to the lack of some players. But I think overall, if Rui Vitória just finds the right system, things are gonna kind of gel a little bit better. Now, I do hope that by January we do get at least one center back, because I think that's a gigantic priority. I also do believe that I'm gonna eat my own words, and by the end of the year, I'm gonna say Luizão had a good year. But I would much rather have somebody just in case that doesn't happen, because I mean, I'm pretty sure that if Jardel doesn't come back in like 1 or 2 weeks, then he's done for football. Because it's been one injury that took him out a whole year, and then you have another big injury, at 31. Come on, right? So, but I mean, all right. At the end of the day, it's 3 points we shouldn't have dropped. Hopefully, we can win both games against Basel, win against CSKA Moscow away, and then it is whatever it is. I think Manchester United might run away with the group. Unfortunately, I think we had a chance to stay first. This loss kind of takes that away from us, but I think beating both games against Basel and beating CSKA Moscow is enough for us to go through.
Ricky Van Wolfswinkel masterclass incoming. I'm telling you. Bang hat trick against Benfica.
I don't think Basel are that good, so.
Alanta's gonna absolutely ruin Jonas. It's gonna be
Of course.
so good.
Of course, yeah. Whatever you say. Though to be fair, there's like 1 or 2 fouls that Gabriel got that the referee didn't call. Oh yeah, I forgot about one more play, but Gabriel played kind of well. One more play that I want to talk about. Grimaldo gets a free kick, which he hits it, and the ball would go through if it wasn't for a defender lifting his shoulder. No, not his shoulder, like his arm. He hit him on the elbow. That is also, that's a handball. That would have been outside the box, but it would have been another dangerous free kick for Grimaldo, and that one was left unpunished as well. And one last thing, the play that everybody says it's a penalty on Seferovic. Here's my 2 cents. First of all, Seferovic is grabbing the player, then he gets grabbed. But to me, there's no 50-50 offset fouls. If he doesn't call the foul on Seferovic, he has to call the penalty. But to me, I'm not too bothered, because if he didn't call the foul because he should have called the foul on Seferovic. But anyway, that's my 2 cents on that play. I think that's pretty much it, unless you guys want to say anything.
No, I've got nothing.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, that was a little bit long on Benfica, but I had a lot to get off my chest. That was like 37 minutes. I'm sorry. That was a lot of Benfica, but that was a lot to be said. Anyway, now let's move on to Porto. Porto played Chaves. They won 3-0. I don't know who scored. It was like Marega, and then I don't care. Because he just single, like you and Felipe Marcano and Alex Telles across the back with Oliver and Danilo in the midfield, Brahimi, and Corona on the wings, Abubakar and Marega. Did anybody watch this game before I get into it? Did anybody?
Nope.
Did
I've
you
watched
say?
subs this season, but I didn't watch this game.
Okay, so I watched bits and pieces of it. I was with the family, like I said, off the air. But, I got the idea that Chaves attacked quite well. They had opportunities to score. They didn't. Porto scored their goal kind of shaky. I'm not a big fan of Sergio Conceição, and they're going to drop a lot of points at the end of the day. They got away with this one. In my opinion, 3-0 is completely overblown. It should have been 1-0. If that, I think it should have been a draw. Eventually they're going to drop points. In my opinion, right now, the best team is looking like Sporting, but even them had a big struggle away at Feyenoord. So, but, I'm not so long Conceição, and this next match that we're going to talk about proves it. So, we'll see. We'll see.
And suddenly, I mean, Shav's breakout team of last season find themselves in last place. And, they could be battling relegation.
That is
a
true.
lot of players.
They did lose a lot of key players, to be honest.
Yeah, a lot of players leaving, ending their loan spells. So
Matheus Pereira being suspended for this game didn't help either.
Definitely.
But yeah, that's also surprising. Really surprising. Only 1 point, I believe, after 5 games. So
very surprising. Yeah.
All right. Anyway,
Matheus Pereira's got to be the key if they want to stay up.
Definitely, I do. And do whatever the other guy, the other winger. I don't know.
William, is that his name?
I don't think so.
No. Okay. Jorginho?
No, I think that one plays for or he's for Luka. I'm not sure about Chavez, to be honest. But,
yeah.
Like I said, they did lose a lot of key players, Battaglia being one of them. So maybe it's just the fact that they had gone to like a rebuilding stage, even though they didn't need to. But it's just the fact that they pretty much had no choice in the matter. Yeah, I would be surprised.
My internet dropped. I'm sorry. My internet just dropped on me, like just lost connection.
We were just saying
what you guys saying?
That Chavez lost a lot of key players, especially like Battaglia. They've lost a lot of people who were on loan but are not anymore. So I wouldn't expect them to be in the relegation zone by the end of the season, but they need to step it up if they want to have a chance.
This game was good and good step. I mean, I don't believe in moral victories, but they did kind of enough.
They lost 3-0
to leave. They conceded like 2 goals in the last 5 minutes. So I mean,
but still,
don't overball
it. You can't concede 3.
No, but don't overball it. Like I think you can go away from this game and say we did some good things, we did some bad things, and if we keep playing like we are, we can win. So don't overball it, and I think they should be good if they continue to play like this. All right, so Porto 1, Besiktas 3. Talisca is forgiven. No, not really, but glad to see a score there, mate. Conceded a goal. Ricardo, Felipe, Marcano, and Tevez across the back. Danilo went over in the midfield. Corona and Brahimi on the wings. Marega and Suarez. Sam, you watched this game, right?
Yep.
So what did you think of it? And then I'll get to it.
I feel like Besiktas played a lot better than Porto did. I have to say, Porto's defence looked horrible today. I don't think I could say any of them played fantastically. I was disappointed by Ricardo Pereira as well. I didn't think he had the best game. Casillas as well. Oh, he had an absolute shocker tonight. 2 goals that shouldn't have gone.
I think the biggest L for Porto is Abubakar going to the dressing room after the game and celebrating with Besiktas fans. It's got to be worrying.
Wait, what?
Did that actually happen?
Did you not see that? No, he went to the dressing. Well, I mean, so Abubakar was on loan at
last year.
So instead of consoling his team, as he went and he's just having a great time, just chilling with Talisca, and it's just hilarious.
What a guy!
Massive help. I mean,
that's gonna rub Porto fans the right way.
Yeah, I'm not sure he'll start next game. So.
As if they weren't angry enough already. Jesus,
that's kind of sick.
Yeah.
Dragao is not going to be too happy about that.
Speaking of, their stadium today looked quite empty from what I saw, especially the hard camera. You could see a lot of empty seats. And as soon as that the second goal went in, you saw a lot of fans leaving the stadium, which was quite worrying as well. So maybe Porto fans are losing faith already. And they've only lost this one game out of 6 they've played in all competitions.
Mm.
So But this performance was what if I was Porto fan, I'd be worried just by the fact the defense was awful. Midfield wasn't too great either. I feel like Mariga gets a lot of stick and a lot of shit, but I honestly think he's not that bad of a player.
He really isn't.
His technique, of course, could be better. He doesn't sometimes his feet just get ahead of him. But in terms of goals, I think he's got 4 in 5 or 3 in 4.
Yeah.
You go with the same argument that people had with Varela. People were saying, I don't like Varela, but if he's not like making a lot of mistakes, then I'm fine with it. Same thing goes for Marega with Porto fans. If he's scoring, I'm not complaining. That's how they should be.
To be fair, I mean, I don't think Abubakar wants to be there. I mean, he wanted to leave last summer. Same with, Brahimi, I don't think wants to be there either. Still good enough to start for sure, but I mean, I'm not surprised by him doing that. And it's not like, I mean, he was just going to see old friends. It's not like he, pissed on Porto's flag or anything, but I mean.
He didn't play the game as well, so it's not like he played the game and lost and went straight after. I know it's still bad, but it's still funny.
Yeah, and by the way, if you guys missed it, Cynthia sent it to us, so thank you, Cynthia.
Yeah, thank you.
Nice shout out right there. Anyway, so Sam, you're still going on, so basically Porto fans unhappy, defense didn't play well, and midfield didn't play well.
I thought our team collectively they were quite bad, but their goal, I'm not sure if you saw it, was an own goal. So
yeah, it was. I was like,
Porto didn't score.
Yeah, I was like, Marega didn't even score that, did he?
He tried to claim it, which made me laugh as well. He was right over celebrating. I was like, come on, man.
Yeah, I know. I was like, no way he hit that. Like, no way. But yeah, no, I do agree with you. I thought Besiktas. I think Besiktas are probably a worse team than last year's that played Benfica.
Mm-hmm.
But the fact that he came out into the Dragão and kind of dominated was kind of surprising. But I don't know.
They did pick up a lot of good players this year, to be fair.
I mean,
especially Pepe is a huge
Pep,
one.
But who else was like that played?
I'm not saying that Talisca is a new signing, but I thought he played pretty well.
Yeah, he played against Benfica.
Ojikip is a good player.
Quaresma played against Benfica.
Quaresma got taken off for, I think, Alvaro Negredo.
But
got a standing ovation from
and an assist.
Porto fans as well.
And a nice assist. Yeah. No, but I don't think that they're. I guess you can make a case like, a little bit better, maybe a little bit worse, but I don't think that they're much different from last year. But it kind of shows you what Porto is right now. Defense is okay, but is good. But midfield was lacking, and they didn't get anything going on offense. Zero on offense.
Tiquinho took a lot of wild shots as well.
He almost had a very good goal, though. He had a very good shot.
Yeah, he did. But he reminds me of Joel Campbell last year, just taking shots for no absolute reason.
Hey, but at least he's
just
trying.
Hope.
I don't know, man.
There's trying, and then there's just shooting from 30 yards out.
True. But anyway, I don't know. I think that was a tough group anyway, on paper, for Porto to go through. Maybe they don't go through. I mean, Leipzig, I expect them, honestly, to beat Leipzig at home. But going to Germany is going to be a pain. Monaco is going to be a pain. So
home to Monaco as well. I don't expect them to get a result.
At least a win, I don't think so. It could be harsh. So, we could see Porto not even go to Europa League, which might not be a bad thing.
Yep.
But it's gutting. It's gonna upset Porto fans, and it's gonna upset Portuguese fans as well. Some. Well, some that care when Porto was in Europe.
Hugo Santos, yeah, we know. It's all Hugo.
Nah, it's also me. I don't give a shit about Porto in Europe. Nor Sporting. I really don't. The only time that I was,
don't.
I mean, I'm like, if you win, I'm not annoyed, but if you lose, I'm gonna be like, okay. Like, no, I don't know. Like, I'm not gonna root for you.
For me, it's like, if Benfica put a win, that's fine. Yeah, we could do Portugal doing it in Europe. If they lose, Benfica and Porto are shit.
Yeah, you can kind of like point the finger and make a little bit of fun. I think it's like it's all fine and dandy. One time I did root for Porto was when they needed to win first to get 3 teams in the Champions League. If that ever happens again, I'll root for them. But that's like on one thing only, to be honest with you. Anyway, I think that pretty much sells it. Unless you guys have anything else to say on Porto.
No.
All right, so move on to Sporting then. Sporting played Feirense. They won 3-2 on a very, 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 very close game that didn't look very close at all when Sporting made it 2-0, but we'll get to it. By the way, Bastos scored a winning penalty. Patricio in goal, Piccini, Coates, Matthew, and Coentrão across the back. Coentrão obviously came off injured, as Sam reminded me. William and Bataglia in the midfield, Bruno Fernandes up with Dost, and Gelson and Acuna on the wings. So I'm going to let the Sportingista go first. And Sam, what did you think of the performance?
I don't understand what it is with Sporting and Leeds that we just can't hold on to them. Obviously, there's another one that we'll talk about, but I feel like the defence, and I wouldn't really blame maybe Mateu for one of them, but Coates I still felt as well. Coates just came back from Uruguay, I think, a couple of days ago, so he was still showing the effects of jet lag and unfitness, yeah. And I feel like as Acuna as well, he got back from Argentina, I think the same day as Coates did. So I guess we could let him off there, but I still don't think we should have conceded to France in the fashion we did. Like I said, Coentrão came off injured. Whenever you see Coentrão go down injured, you're just like, oh,
here we go again.
Well, yeah. But I believe Jonathan Silva came for it. This game isn't very fresh in my memory, to be honest.
I think it was Bruno Cesar. No, was it Bruno Cesar? No, it was on Ruiz, bro. It was on Ruiz.
Oh yeah, it was on Ruiz, and he was. If Alan Ruiz was the worst player on the pitch, do you remember the first half of the season, Alan Ruiz? That's what we got. And to be fair to Alan Ruiz, he's got an injury. He's coming back from injury, but he was just awful.
He kind of moved him to left back, though. That was kind of funny. I was like, Ruiz play left back.
He moved. He didn't. He moved. I think, who did he move? He moved Bataglia.
I know, right? I think Bataglia actually moved to... Yeah, I know. Like, at one point, I was like, what? It's kind of surprising. It was kind of weird, though. It was, like, totally weird, though.
Was it Coentrão? No, it wasn't Coentrão got injured. It was Piccini.
Oh, yeah, it was Piccini, because you said...
Coentrão was the game before.
Yeah, no, all right. Yeah, so you got me that wrong. So you got that wrong.
Yeah, I apologize. Piccini was
I remember that because I was talking to my dad and I was like, Sam had just said
he got injured in 20 minutes.
Had no right back. Like, I remember.
Look, it's pretty impressive. I mean, even though Olympiacos are a very weak side,
Olympiacos, we're still in Feirense though, bro.
No. I'm just saying that for Sporting, I know we're talking about French, but.
Okay.
Sporting, just this is why I think that they're going to win the title this year. I think they're going to do it because I think they've got the best coach in Portugal. Unlike the other two teams, they've got something going in Europe, and they actually reinforced their squad a lot, and you can see that in the early games.
But to agree with Sam though, it was kind of funny how he tweeted. Like, when the lineup came in, like, we have no right back on the bench.
I was like, what if Piccini gets injured? And then Piccini gets injured. Fantastic. But in Bataglia's defence, he did well as a makeshift right back. Yeah. Never played there before. And honestly, I think Bataglia...
Don't even say it.
What was I going to say?
That he should start there?
No.
Okay, thank you.
I'll just say that Bataglia, for us, I think has been the most underrated acquisition. I feel like give him a couple of more games and he could be just really as important as William Carvalho could be to the team.
Different kind of player.
I'm not sure.
I don't know.
For me,
William
just
Carvalho, best player in Liga knows. Don't make that comparison.
I'm not saying in terms of quality, but in terms of importance to the midfield, the way that they're both very similar in defensive wise.
More Adrian. Like, he's more an Adrian type of player.
Yeah. What I don't get is what's the situation? Is he just gonna stay on the stands for the next 4 months?
Adrian got sold, so that's like none of Sporting's business.
Sporting have got the money. but it still go. Adrian will have to wait to move to Leicester
What
until
happened?
January.
So literally just not
What
going to
happened?
play.
Yeah, what happened was that the transfer went through. The only thing that didn't went through was that he was registered to the Premier League. That didn't go through. The transfer
So
did, but not the
okay.
registration.
So he's on Leicester, but he can't play for them, or
Yeah,
what?
Yeah,
yeah.
Okay,
So it's
that's
basically
bizarre.
like he's injured. Yeah,
Okay.
it really sucks. Um. So anyway, we were talking about Bataglia. I don't know if you wanna.
yeah. I'm just saying that I think he surprised me. I didn't when he first came in. I was like, oh, he was a good player for Shard last season, but he's not sporting quality. He has come in and proved me wrong. He hasn't made that many mistakes, and if he has, he's won the ball back straight away. So for me, Battaglia, I think, yeah, like I said, could become real importance to the team. Bas Dost as well, like we mentioned, the Coates penalty earlier, obviously was a penalty, but Coates, Bas Dost did a great job of the penalty, which I'm not sure if both of you know that the training session before, Bas Dost took 5 penalties and missed all 5.
Of
So when the
course.
penalty was
Of
called,
course.
George Jesus was calling for Bruno Fernandes to take it.
Of course. God
No,
damn
but
it! Why
Tagliafico
couldn't the
could be
Bastos fucked up?
Sporting's long-term solution at fullback too.
Nah,
You know, he's
not
No,
fullback.
no, 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 no. Let's not give JG the right. Let's not say he's right again. Just calm down.
No,
I hate when he does that. Anyway, sorry, we cut you
that's
off.
fine. But it's just that, so like I said, Bastos missed 5 penalties in training. George Jesus
Of
was shouting for Bruno Fernandes. Bruno Fernandes had the penalty. Bastos literally, he said in English, is on camera, "I've got this." Put the penalty down and scored. And that is why I love Bastos. What a player he is. 93rd minute, 94th, whatever. It was like 96 or something. Just banged it in bottom corner without a care in the world.
So,
Just fantastic.
wouldn't it be funny if he was just like, "Nah, I got this," and he
And
skied
missed.
it over the bar?
It wouldn't have been funny for me, but obviously it would have been funny for you. But it didn't happen.
On
So
hindsight, though, it would like in a month or two, you'd be like, "Okay, that's kind of funny."
yeah, but it shows the confidence of Doss that he was just like, you know what, I missed 5, but I still feel like I can take it. So Bas Dost was
Yeah.
a good player. And for me as well,
Yeah.
one of the goals, which I believe, okay, well, I'm thinking of Olympiacos. No, I'm thinking of Olympiacos. Never mind.
Okay. So I thought I said it on a group chat, and I stand by what I said. Teams like these deserve to take points from us, not those park the bus, the 90 minutes, don't let them attack type of teams. Like, no, like Ferians actually came out and played. I thought they had a very good first half. Sporting controlled the second half until that second goal. Ferians got back into it. Fair dates for them. They got a second goal. They tied the game up. I thought it was going to end that way. But they forced the issue. They tried to get the goals. They went forward and attacked. And Sporting actually did a quite job of holding them back. And they also did a good job of going forward to get that goal. Now, the penalty is a fluke. It's a total fluke play. It's one of those, we're bombing the ball forward and the defender makes a mistake. Yes, we got a penalty. We win the game. But I thought it was a very entertaining game. I mean,
The
I'm not
funny
going to
thing
lie.
about that
Yeah.
as well. So defender, I've got it here. Defender brought in, I think Rocha name, right? 94th minute brought on. 95th minute gives away penalty.
Yeah.
So there you go.
Yeah.
That's what you get for trying to park the bus.
Yeah, no, but I mean, to be fair, though, I mean, you can't really. Whatever. I got your point, though. So where was I, though? You kind of cut me off, and I forgot what I was going to say. Fluke penalty, yada, yada, yada. Okay,
That's
very
what you're up
entertaining
to.
game. Very entertaining game. I'm not going to lie, I thought it was going to end 2-2. But I thought Sporting played really well until that second goal, and Fernandes kind of hit the back and got the 2 goals on their own. It was a good game. Like I said, if we're going to drop points, at least please let it be the teams that play good football. So you're just kind of like, okay, at least they didn't park the bus the 90 minutes. And I didn't think that Fernandes did that. I think, though, that they were dropping too far back, and that's when Sporting get their goal. That's a little bit of a coaching mistake. They always seem to make that mistake. But I thought it was a very entertaining game. Unfortunately, obviously, it ended with that dumbass penalty. But, I mean, I can't blame Sporting. Yeah, no, I can only blame the player for doing such ridiculous tackle.
Ex-Man
But
Figo player as well, I believe. So,
he was?
Saint Rocha. I don't know his first name.
I never heard of him. So
Yeah, but for me as well, Bastos man of the match. The penalty, obviously, and there was this one play that I believe it was across from a Jelson. No, from Acuna. And Bastos like dummied the ball behind him to leave it for Jelson to score.
my man of the match goes to Etibu. Such a good
To who?
play. Etibu, bro. Whatever. The guy's name.
Oh yeah, the Nigerian.
Yeah, it's just fucking monster, bro. He plays everywhere. On the
They
wings,
bought
on
him
the
off for some
middle, and
reason.
defensive midfielder, bro. He's sick. Yeah, I don't
That's what
know.
happens when you bring him off. You
Yeah,
lose.
but he was a
So,
very good player, and fair deeds to that Fernandes team. I cannot overstate how good they were. Like they had like that period from the 45th minute to the 60th minute where they weren't that good, but that was like Sporting. That was like Sporting's credit. They were like, we were going to take this game away from you, and they did. But I cannot overstate how good Fernandes was. So just wanted to credit them
I
for
hated
this.
going to Ferenc last year, and I still hate going to them this year.
Yeah, it's gonna be tough. It's gonna be tough.
Their goalkeeper is a good replacement as well. I'm not sure of actually who he is, but he still played pretty well. So
Yeah, he was really good. I don't know his name either, but my dad said he was good, and fair
Van
dates
Aert
he was good.
2.0.
Yeah, he
Let's
made
just
a
call him
six
that.
save, bro. He made a six save where he was like offside or whatever, like, or the goal, like the save on the goal, like that was like really good or whatever. I don't know. He played well. It doesn't matter. Anyway. By the way, that goal, that Bruno Fernandes goal, not taking anything away from him, that's a good finish, but that play shouldn't happen. That was also a mistake by Fernandes, but very good finish. Very, very good finish. And he got lucky, but he was a very good finish.
That's 3
Like,
games in
that's-
5 for Bruno Fernandes. So what a guy.
yeah.
That's a very good signing.
Portugal's
All right.
answer for Marcos Asensio.
All right.
Unbelievable transfer window for Sporting, honestly. I mean, unbelievable. One of the best I've seen in Portugal in a while.
Yeah.
Incredible. I mean, look, you get Matteo to plug up defense. Bruno Fernandes has been superb so far. Acuna possibly could end up winning Player of the Year in Portugal. Battaglia, very good. Dumbia, I'm missing someone, but yeah, very, very good
Fabio
stuff.
Coentrão, you missed.
Contrell, yeah, but I think he'll get injured, so I'm not sure. But yeah, decent signing too.
And he decided to kick me off the call again. Anyway, I think you
I
guys
think I
done?
actually left, to be honest.
No, why would I leave? Come on. You guys done?
Yeah.
Can I get into the Olympiacos game? Okay. Final game of the day. We got Olympiacos 2, Sporting 3. Incredibly surprising result, given that Sporting were winning 3-0. And then I go check it.
You guys and checks, and it's a 3-0, 3-2 comeback for Olympiacos, which definitely scared me quite a bit. Did you watch this game, Zach?
What? Which one?
Sporting Olympiacos.
Yeah, I did.
I'm going to reset my router because I can't handle this anymore.
It's fine. I covered for you. I realized you left. So
Did you say the lineup then?
No, I got
What
as
did
far
you
as
say?
saying, because when you said what I got up to when you were speaking, you said
Yeah.
that I checked it was 3-0, then you cut off. So I just said yeah, and then it was 3-2, and I was obviously very nervous for it.
Yeah, I said what the fuck was happening. I said I'm checking it 3-2, and I'm like, what the fuck was happening? So yeah, very surprising result. Obviously, I did not watch anything of the game, so I'll let you two talk about it. I'm just gonna give you the lineup, and then you guys take center stage. Patricio in goal, Piccini, Coates, Matthew, and Jonathan Silva across the back. I believe Jonathan is at fault for one of the goals that I did see.
2.
William and Battaglia, fair enough. Gelson, Acuna, Bruno Fernandes, and Dumbia. I'm going to let you start, Sam, by asking you if you thought that Dumbia was a surprise to see him start, and, take it from there.
Was it a surprise? Yeah. Was it a pleasant surprise? Was it a George's masterclass? Yeah, a goal and an assist in the first half. He played absolutely fantastic. I was surprised when I saw Dost on the bench. I know Dost hasn't had the greatest starts to the league, but you expect him starting a game of this magnitude. But to be fair to George Jesus, he did pick Dumbia, and Dumbia absolutely played his socks off. And for me, he is my second man of the match. The man of the match for me, Sebastian Coates. What a fantastic player
God damn
we
it.
got. He is just the ball he played to Bruno Fernandes from his own half was just. I know the Olympiacos defense wasn't the best, but from a centre back to be doing that is just fantastic. And you should have seen some of the runs Coates made as well. I mean, I've seen strikers when he was running with Dumbia, he was actually on speed to how fast Dumbia was going. And this was with the ball as well, which was, I was just watching it. I was like, what a fantastic player. He hasn't got the finishing, obviously, for a centre back, but I just love Coates. For me, best centre back in Portugal at the moment. There is no one who can compare to him. Maybe Felipe from Porto, but don't think anyone else compares
I
to
always
him.
got my Felipe bias.
I'm not falling.
He's kind of like
I'm not falling for the hype.
it pisses me off.
You're not why falling for the hype.
It's been like over a year, Zach. You're gonna fall for the hype eventually.
For who? Felipe or Coates?
Could really. I mean, I guess he could make Uruguay's squad for the World Cup, which should be the goal. I don't think he'll start, but I mean, we'll see.
Yeah, you got Jimenez and Godin, right, for Uruguay at the moment.
Godin, Lemos. Some tough competition, but he's good. I'll give him that.
East centre back, like I said, in the Liga not so far.
Yeah. No, I mean, yeah.
All right, so hold on. I don't think Sam was done. To be honest.
No, I was waiting for Zach to comment. Yeah, because Zach was about to say something.
You want me to? Okay. So, my man of the match was probably William, just for me, best player in Portugal. Yeah, I heard that. I'll let you continue with your snicker, but I mean, look, he's so dominant, so underrated, really just very interesting creator, and but honestly, the sporting team is so good, and I really do think that this could be their year. I think it will be their year.
Yeah, I think
if it's not their year, then they're kind of fucked.
Why are they fucked?
Because I think this is their best chance. To be honest with you, I don't really rate the Portugal squad.
Our best chance was a couple of years ago when we lost by 2 points.
No, I think this is honestly I think it might be a better chance because, I mean, I think that this squad. I mean, I think it might be better than that team. I mean, let's see. Back that team had Carrillo, João Mario.
Carrillo didn't play that season actually. That was the season he was.
Oh right.
He was resisting the contract, so he.
Well, Rui was in insane form, of course, and right. Who else did I have? Slimani, Montero, Aquilani, and
Brian Ruiz, who was in the form of his life at the time.
Ruben Semedo, form of his life. But I think that this team is better, honestly.
I think so too.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree.
I think the fullbacks were terrible. Defense on itself was average. This defense is a lot better. And yeah, I mean, I think I think this is not only a better team, it's also a better Jorge Jesus. And that's really important. I just think that he now knows, he has his squad, he now knows what to use with that squad.
To just add to that point, like last year we were all saying that George didn't have his starting 11 till I think it was like January. He's already got it set in stone, and we're in September. I think, like Zach said, he's definitely improved as a manager over this year.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, yeah, I totally agree.
The only thing I had with him, George, is this game. So he bought Chelsea off. To be fair, he was tired and he was looking. We were 3-0 up. Obviously, we got a game against Tondela that we need to prepare for. But why did he not bring on Yuri for Gelson? Because Yuri needs the game time. Yuri needs
I was
experience.
surprised. By the way, sorry, to cut you off because you just reminded me of that. I missed it out on the Feriense game. I was really surprised he brought Yuri on.
Why?
it didn't seem like the type of sub he'd make. Like, it's the right sub. I just didn't think he should have made. By the way, I think he should have taken that free kick. Just pointing it out. That Bruno Fernandes took.
Bruno
Yeah, well,
Fernandes.
That was like a perfect position for Yuri Emo. Just Emo.
I think it's pretty crazy how Bruno Fernandes and Milan Skriniar didn't even impress me that much at Sampdoria. Didn't kind of struggle to make an impact and convince me. But now, I mean, they both went to clubs where I thought the task was too high for them to start. They're not only starting, they've been arguably the each team's most important signing so far. It's still incredibly early, of course, but yeah. I mean, Bruno Fernandes is going to make Sporting does not miss Adrian the way he's going,
I think he's definitely, if he keeps the form up, he's going to be player of the season by a mile. And obviously, I think as well, keeps his form up. I don't see why the Portuguese national team shouldn't give him a call, because I know he was selected, but that's because Pizzi got injured. So I think maybe someone like, I know Zach's going to be annoyed, but Andre Gomez or even Jean Martino.
Andre Gomes should not be in this national team. That's final, and I love the heck out of the guy. But if he's not playing, he shouldn't be there. That's just
he's playing at Barca. I mean, if you put
when is he playing?
He was starting. He was actually good. Okay. Well, it's very early. Sooner or later, Iniesta is going to get injured, and I think Andre will play, and we'll see how he does. I mean, let's go to the alternatives. Okay, Pizzi, Adrian Silva, João Martinho, who isn't even. Whatever. Mario, Renato. I mean, I don't think Andre's that much worse than those other guys. I might be missing someone, but yeah. At this rate, I think it should be Bruno Jales and William Carvalho, but we'll just have to see.
Yeah. Bruno Fernandes, I think... do I think he could start by the World Cup? No. Do I think he could come on as a sub and change the game? Yeah. I feel like he could be. I remember Renato Sanchez coming on as a sub, and I don't remember which game it was again. No, he played the full 90 of Croatia. No, the full game, I think, of Poland. I think he might have come on against Croatia and changed the game. I feel like that's how Bruno Fernandes.
Nothing. Just moving on a little bit. Just be a little faster. Just can't stay because we're running a little bit low on time.
So you can spend 37 minutes on Benfica,
I know, I'm sorry.
I can't spend 10 on Sporting.
No.
The bias is strong.
No, I wasn't talking about Sporting. You were, going on the Renato Sanchez kind of tangent.
Okay, let's go back to the game. I'm gonna get onto Jonathan Silva, who is fucking awful. He was at fault for 2 of the goals. Zach will agree. He was at fault for both the goals. He was shit. They bought on Bruno Cesar for Gelson. Bruno Cesar should have been bought in for Jonathan Silva, because Jonathan Silva, the full 90, was the worst player on the pitch for Sporting by miles. He was so bad. I don't know why people rate him. I've never rated him.
I agree. He's pretty trash. Yeah.
Was anything good in Argentina? Just a quick question.
I don't think Argentina really know how to make fullbacks personally. That's just my. But I mean, there are still some good prospects from the U19 team that could make an impact. And we'll just have to wait and see. But yeah.
And for me as well, this game. So I'd just get back to Jonathan Silva thing. So the cross that led to the second goal, he just didn't jump for it. And if he jumped for it, he would have got the ball. So instead, he just tried to head it backwards, and instead just completely missed the ball and gave it to the Olympiacos player, which I can't remember the name, but he used to play for Braga. If anyone could help me out. What's the guy's name?
Pardo.
That's it.
That's
it. Relax.
Jesus Christ.
But yeah, so he scored. Jonathan Silva, like I said, was bad. Piccini, he was obviously not fit. Why couldn't we not just play Ristovski? I know the thing about he's not adapted to the system, but I'd rather play adapted to the system than someone who's not going to be fully fit, who's not going to have
Ours straight up
break
isn't
up there or
good.
something.
No,
Did I just
I
break
heard you.
up? Was that
No, you
Huh?
no, I heard you, and then you kind of stopped.
me? I just stopped talking, like on the Google Hangout screen. I
Yeah,
stopped
you
talking.
stopped talking. Yeah.
Okay, so what bit did I get up to? Was I on about
You
Pacini? Yeah.
said Ristovsky should play because it's better than
because-
somebody who's not fit, can't handle the 90 minutes, whatever.
Yeah. So for me, Ristowski should have started instead of Pacini, and I feel like maybe Ristowski should start next game against Tondela. So if he doesn't start Ristowski, when is he going to get adapted to the team? You get adapted to the team by making starts, not by sitting back, not watching. And from what I've heard, I spoke to a few fans of Ristovski's on Twitter, and they say that he's good, but he just needs time to adapt to life in sporting. So hopefully, Georgios does have some sense and take up Pacini for next game, or even I think Ristovski. I'm not sure if he could play as a left back as well, but it wouldn't hurt to try instead of Jonathan Silva. Hopefully, Bruno Cesar and Peter. You know, I hate Bruno Cesar. I want him to start left back instead of Jonathan Silva. That's how much I despise Jonathan Silva as a left back. So the start 11 I would go for pretty much the same, apart from Ristovski and Bruno Cesar. And I'd say start Dumbia this game as well because he's in fantastic form.
All right, Zach, you want to share anything about the game?
No, I mean you said it all, Sam. I really like the Sporting team. Definitely one of the teams to follow this year. Will be incredible to see how it shapes up. I think that Jesus is doing a fantastic job right now, and also I mean one thing that stands out to me, and as we saw in the Olympiacos game. By the way, Benfica lost against. I know that Olympiacos are pretty bad, but they're still the champions of Greece, and I mean, Benfica lost to the fourth best team in Russia right now, and I mean, like Besiktas aren't all that. So I mean, you got to win. You can only beat who you play against. So, I mean, I like how this team is shaping up. Some surprises there too. I thought Podench would have a much bigger role than he's currently having, but
He's injured at the moment. He's broke his hand.
I know, but still, I don't.
What happened to him?
He broke his hand or fractured it or sprained it. Something wrong with his hand.
Daniel Podence.
But you can't play with a broken hand though. I'm just
No,
saying.
you can't.
I mean, Salvio played with a broken arm though, so I mean he can play
Well,
with a broken.
Salvio's more robot than football.
Salvio was probably faking it. He probably dived.
Yeah.
No, he didn't. He only broke his arm. Remember, he finished the game against Porto. Like, fair deeds to the guy, bro. He finished the game against Porto and then got surgery. That was pretty sick of him.
I remember Luis Al breaking his arm against Sporting, but I don't remember.
Yeah, and that was a penalty.
Salvio.
No, Salvio broke his arm when Benfica won 2-0 against Porto. Remember, the Lima goals, both Lima goals.
No.
Don't you 2 years ago, 2 or 3 years ago, Lopetegui?
Lima wasn't there 2 or 3 years ago, was he?
He was with Lopetegui, bro. Lima scored twice. Benfica won 2-0. Talisca even had that shot that rebounded to Lima and he scored. And Maxi made the throw in that Lima scored with his body. Whatever. That was that game. It was that game.
For me as well, just to end this little sporting thing, the only team unbeaten from Portugal is Sporting. There you go. Benfica lost. Porto lost. So there you go.
I was gonna say Rio Ave Férias, but they both lost too. So god damn it.
Yeah. Well, Rio Ave is still a good team.
Fuck Rio Ave.
I know you don't like them, but I do. Until they talk to us, and I dislike them as well.
All right. So I don't know. Is there anything else you guys wanted to say? I think we pretty much covered everything. I don't know. Next week you guys take on Tondela, right?
Yeah.
So okay. Expectations for that game.
I said on my podcast as well, 3-0. I expect.
Okay. Benfica's got a tough game against Boa Vista, but suddenly we caught a break now that what's his face? I forgot his name. I know his name, but the manager resigned for some reason, so we caught a break there. And I don't know who Porto take on next week, to be honest with you. I was trying to check, but I really can't find it. So I don't know. Benfica's got a tough game. Sporting's got a. Is it at home?
Rio Ave. By the way,
Sporting got a home game.
Porto
Okay.
Rio Ave.
Away?
Ooh.
Yeah. Away.
It's away. It's away. It's the Vila de Conde. So wow,
More drop points for Porto. Love it.
that's possible. That's quite possible.
Possible.
Very difficult game for.
Chico Geraldo.
Very difficult game.
It's gonna dominate.
And I wouldn't rule out maybe Tondela sneaking out. I don't know, man. They're a good team every time Sporting plays them. Like they have like something that they just can't really get over the hump with Tondela for some reason. So I wouldn't be surprised, super surprised, but I still like a little
As long as
bit.
they get the win, I'm happy, like I always am. But I want a 3-0.
Mm.
All right. Well, I want to win against Boa Vista, and I want like a commanding performance, like a good performance. I'm not asking for too much, just like
You always ask for too much.
it's a solid performance, bro. How's that too much?
Because you're
A
asking
team
it
that
from
just lost their
Benfica.
coach.
I'll tell you.
They
I'll
just
tell
lost-
you one thing. I mean, if Andrija Zivkovic doesn't start,
Bro, he started for like the past two games, so
I know. But if Vitoria tries any of that bullshit of putting I don't know, Shervy and Rafa or Salvia or whatever over him, he should just land the move. I mean, that's like, I don't know, that's like starting Deulofeu over Messi. I mean, this kid is Benfica's one last like chance to win the league. I'm serious. I mean, like, you know, Seferovic, Jonas, love him, but Sivkovic,
you need providers, right? Like what I said.
he's
Like
the
you don't-
provider. He can just do it all on his own. I love this kid so much, and yeah. But I think this will be. I mean, last season was a bit of an adaptational year for him. I think this will be the year where
He breaks out.
maybe he'll become like, you know, the Gelshon of last season. You know, carrying a mediocre side. Well, you know, not
I do agree.
mediocre, but you know what I mean. Like,
Yeah,
below
we
average.
agree. I got what you're saying.
And I'll tell you this: it's gonna be. I mean, I don't think I think that Vitória is gonna get a lot of blame, and you know, I don't think he's as good of a coach as Jorge Jesus, but I also don't think that Benfica's owners gave Vitória a good enough squad to work with. To be honest, I
definitely don't think so, and I think that's part why they like him.
Yeah, that's true. It's because like they're like, all right, we're gonna spend, you know, like, $20 on your transfer market. So you're just gonna have to work with that, you know.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I mean,
For me, honestly, as well, if I see honestly, if Benfica are still third by January, I don't expect to see Rui Vitória in a secured job.
He's not gonna get sacked. Like, all right, so we're gonna end it on this because we, over the time. But
he did get sacked.
he's not gonna get sacked. He won back-to-back titles. He's not gonna get sacked.
I know.
He's not, unless like he finishes like fifth or fourth by like an unsurvivable amount of points. Then okay, but if not,
yeah. I mean, also I think another key aspect for his job security. I don't think that as long as he stays in the top three, even if he's like finishes like, I don't know, like 7 points away from second, I think he's gonna keep his job. Back to that titles. But I think another big key for at least maintaining the fan sport is see if he brings in some youth talent this season into a key prominent role. You know, maybe Ruben Dias, maybe Zia Gomez, maybe Diogo Gonçalves, I don't know, Andre Almeida even, or even Svilar. I mean, I think that is the key to Benfica, you know, maintaining. I mean, if you can't win, you've got to at least
give something.
You at least got to get some. You got to at least show, why. Why Benfica's academy is so good. So
Right.
yeah,
I agree with you.
and it's partly due to scouting, but still, yeah.
All right. So I don't know. I think this pretty much covers it, unless you guys want to say anything else. I thought it was
Just on the
quite
Rui
so.
Vittoria thing, there's Rich, obviously quite a recent member of the podcast. I remember I was on holiday and listened to it, and his words were that Benfica won't finish top 4. So I'm not sure if I agree, but very wild statement or predicament from a prediction, as one would say, from Rich.
Yeah.
I'd love to see it happen, but
yeah, we'll see.
it
We'll see how
won't.
things. I don't know. It's not gonna happen. Anyway, though, it was really, 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 really nice to have Zach back on the podcast. It had been
Great to be
a
back.
long while, but I
King is back.
appreciate it.
Where am I throwing at?
Yeah, it was nice. Maybe you have to join in almost every single week, but anyway, you pretty much caught every part of it, so that was not too bad. Obviously, thank you, Sam, for coming as usual.
Welcome.
And just I posted it on the Twitter page, but if you guys didn't see it, the Twitter page should return back to normal by next week. I needed the hiatus, and Sam also has a lot of on his plate with these new podcasts and stuff. So, the Twitter kind of took a little bit of a step back, but we're gonna get back to the news by next week. So, I hope you guys enjoyed today's episode. I hope you guys stick around for next week because we're gonna have a lot to talk about as well. So, yeah, see you guys next week. Bye bye.
Ciao.